What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going live. So, for those people that aren't watching live, just remember this is a live show. This is why I don't have, the what I typically do in my normal videos where I have the intro, where I have music in the back, and I have all this. So, this is all live. Remember that. And today we're going to be having a live discussion of Robert Downey Jr. doing blackface a few years ago. For those that don't know, Robert Downey Jr. a few years ago, back in 2009, there was a movie called Tropic Thunder with Ben Stiller in it, and Robert Downey Jr. played an African American character, one that looked like him, and he did the infamous blackface, and we all remember this. It won, or at least most of us should. Robert Downey Jr. won an Oscar, or no, he got nominated for an Oscar for it, and he lost to the one and only Heath Ledger, who, to me, had the greatest performance in cinematic history. So Robert Downey Jr. losing isn't something that should be used against him. It should be used like, oh my God, you were able to compete with Heath Ledger's Joker? Nice. And Tropic Thunder is one of those popular comedy movies that a lot of people love. And a lot of people specifically love RDJ in it because this was a great year for RDJ, because the year prior, he was an Iron Man. And we all know what happened. Iron Man now is one of the most popular franchises in the whole movie world. So the whole Robert Downey Jr. thing, just recently, I know this happened a while ago. And originally I was planning on making this standalone video where I talk like, where I'm talking and it's all fully edited. I wasn't planning on doing this show live, but I wanted to do a show like episode because I'm like, hey, if there's a comment or question, I want to see what they say. And I don't expect that many people to join because I'm not a big YouTuber. I only have 83 subscribers. But today, basically, I wanted to talk about Robert Downey Jr. doing the whole blackface thing. So yeah, I don't expect too many people, but I wanted to do it live because I didn't have too much time to do a like fully edited video because I don't have too much time to edit. By the way, today at 5 p.m. Central Time, I will be uploading my first ever collab on the channel with Detox with P Talks Official, and he is this YouTuber who has 160 subscribers. He's a great YouTuber who does movie reviews, and today both of us decided we're gonna collab. This was actually done for a week, and he sent me audio, and I edited it, and it's gonna be about Spider-Man 3. It's gonna be called "Why Spider-Man 3 is Better Than You Remember." Both of us agree that Spider-Man 3 isn't as bad as what most people say it is. Me personally, I think it's a mediocre film, but I wanted a collab, and we were able to make it happen. That collab, and it was fun doing this collab. So all those out there who want to do a collab someday, just let me know. You can DM me, you can chat me. If you're someone who I know in real life, we could possibly even do it like face to face, because I think that's better, because mic quality, I can bounce off of what you're saying, have notes. Or if you're another YouTuber who just wants to get their voice out and just talk to me in the DMs, we'll talk about what we should discuss, and you can send me like an audio and all that. So if you're a YouTuber out there, then please feel free to follow me on Instagram. On my Instagram is where I DM quickly. It's called Isaac the Film Geek. It's the same as my YouTube channel name. So if you're a YouTuber, or you don't even have to be a YouTuber, you can be just a random average Joe. Just let me know down in the comments below if you want to do a collab, because collabs are really fun. And today is a Spider-Man 3 collab, and it's probably my favorite video that I've done on the channel. So like I said, please go ahead, go to the channel, and it's actually on premiere mode, and it will premiere, so you can turn on the notification bells on the channel or on the video specifically if you want to be able to to be notified when it comes out. So yeah, it's premiered. But wait, give me a minute, guys. Yeah, I heard a noise outside. But anyways, the whole Robert Downey Jr. thing is something I really want to discuss. So let me just quickly drink some water. I have my Bang energy drink right here. I'm not sponsored, by the way, and I have this water bottle right here. It's a purified water. Something I've been telling a lot of people who don't do YouTube like me. Something I've told lots of YouTubers that, I mean, not lots of my friends who I text or see in real life. Something I've told them about you doing YouTube, especially like me, who likes to talk normally for long periods of time. I'm not the biggest fan of doing those edited videos where you like do video essays and you like short amount of times, and then you pause, take break. I'm someone who wants to give the way I do my movie reviews. I want to talk like free flowing like this. A lot of people have criticized me for it because they're like, movie reviewers don't do that. I'm like, yeah, there is. There's Sean Chandler talks about movies. There's John Campia. There's a lot, and that's the way I like to do it. I like to just talk like this freely into a mic, talk about it, and that's why I've always wanted a podcast where you just talk, but something about the way I do my videos is I need to drink a lot. So typically I have my Bang energy drinks because I love these. These taste good. This isn't my favorite flavor, but at the convenience store I'm at, they don't have it. It's the Radical Skedaddle is of course my favorite right now. I got Power Punch. Earlier today I filmed like 3 videos. I had this one that's already finished. So look, it's already open. I know it's hard to tell, but like, there's barely any in there, but this one's full open. I have it as emergency, but typically I like to drink water because water is good for you. And I'm fat. I need recently I've been on a weight loss journey, and I know most of y'all don't care about that, but this is a live discussion, and I like to just be free open with you guys. I like to do these live discussions occasionally. So Bang energy drinks are actually pretty healthy. I know I'm not a sponsor, by the way, but I just want to recommend this to everyone. It has 0 calories. It has 0 total carbs per can. It has 0 sugars per can. 0 calories per can. And it has 0 artificial flavors. These taste pretty good. My personal favorite is the Radical Skedaddle. Sorry if it sounds like I'm sponsoring. I'm not. I'm not. Let's make that very clear. I'm not sponsored. I only have 83 subscribers. Who would want to sponsor me? But Bang Energy Drink, if you're out there, sponsor me, because look, I'm doing it. I mean, uh allow me to sponsor you, and look, I'm doing it well. I've actually had a few friends already drink Bang energy drinks because of me. My homie out there, Arturo, you know who you are. I don't even know if he watches the channel, but he's the one who introduced me to this because he's in the military, and in his military they drink a lot of that. So it is what it is. So I've told lots of friends that I drink a ton of water during my videos. Of course, in my edited videos, if I'm feeling too thirsty, I will tend to edit that part out because I know lots of people don't. But if I'm doing this live discussion, I gotta drink me some water. Like, also, I have like an emergency gallon right here. By the way, so I don't know if most of y'all know, I used to have this tiny black table where I would do everything. I had my keyboard right here, I had my computer right there. I had everything. I would have my microphone, but when I got this microphone, it actually ended up being too tight. So now I have this bigger table. But if you follow me on Instagram, Isaac the Film Geek, you know about my table. I also posted on Snapchat. I don't give out my Snapchat because to me, Snapchat is where my friends are. I don't really. Lots of people use Snapchat for clout. To me, Snapchat is more. I just want to be with friends because I do reveal my location there. So I don't want that happening. But on my Instagram, which I allow everyone to follow me, although it's private, but I still accept everyone. Isaac the Film Geek. I did post what my table looked like, so if you want to see what my table now looks like, I can slightly show, but look, this is the table I have. It's a brand new table over here. I have my microphone set up. I have the little headset so I can hear how the audio sounds. By the way, I have my friend's shirt. I have my phone right here. This is how I do it. Nowadays, I have my notes right here to do reviews where I have like what I think and what I think. And right here, I have my water. I have my keyboard right here. Here it is. My keyboard is right here. It's not connected right now because I had to connect my microphone. I do have this little MacBook. So here's the other little keyboard. So it's not like I have an empty keyboard or whatever. But yeah, I don't know why I just had that. So today's live is probably going to be pretty short. I just wanted to discuss the whole Robert Downey Jr. doing blackface. Like I said, originally I was going to plan on doing a edited video where all I do is talk about this whole topic. So here are my thoughts. Here are my thoughts on Robert Downey Jr. doing blackface. So I wanted to do it live specifically because I don't want to edit, and I didn't really want right now I have to do something busy. So I just wanted to quickly do this live because these lives tend to go up. So if you're not watching this live, just remember that the reason why I'm not edited and why I'm talking this freely is because it's a live. And anyways, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bells, smash that like button, and turn on the comments. Or did I say turn on the comments? Comment down below. What are your thoughts on what I'm about to say? So blackface is something that's historically racist. and that there's no denying. You go search up what the origins of blackface are, and it's historically racist. It was used to dehumanize African Americans, and it's kind of like the N word, where it doing that or saying that is dehumanizing a group of people. It's obvious, and that's what blackface is. It's been dehumanizing. Nowadays, people don't do it anymore as often, but back then it was used a ton to dehumanize, and they did it to kind of make fun of the African American community. And so to me, if I see anyone doing blackface, I am like, yep, stop it right there. Don't do that. Um, and another thing I have to say quickly is people get offended at different things. People will offended at specific things. Some people that get offended at one thing won't get offended at another. Same thing with other people saying they get offended at something, and so we're all different on that. All us single human beings, every single beings, we're all different in our own way. And like we act different, we talk different. Like me, I'm different from my parents. My parents are different from my sister. My sister's different from me. And we're all different. We have our own personalities, our own quirks. We have all this, and that. We're all very different from each other. Like like me, I'm a massive movie fan. I'm a movie geek. I'm a movie nerd. My channel is legit called Isaac the Film Geek. And so not everyone has that same thing that I like, film geek. So what I'm trying to say is we're all different. Let me just be very clear about that. And so I can't stand when people get mad at other people for being offended. And I saw lots of people mad at Robert Downey Jr. for having done blackface because recently they came up, or not recently, it came out in the summer, but I wasn't able to make videos at the time. I think I was busy doing other stuff during that summer. Um, wait, hold up. Someone just sent me something. Hold up. Wait, hold up. Just give me a minute. So anyways, let me just. Uh, okay. I apologize for wasting y'all's thoughts. I'm sorry. I just got a text message and I got to respond. Sorry about that, guys. But anyways, we all get offended at different things, and so lots of people were, of course, mad at Robert Downey Jr. because they recently I found out because in the Joe Rogan podcast, Jamie Foxx was talking about this whole thing. Talking about how Robert Downey Jr. once did blackface. All right, hold up. I'm sorry. Sorry if I paused it. It just feels like I'm hearing something. Um, but anyways, they were talking about how Robert Downey Jr. once did blackface in Tropic Thunder and how they said it wouldn't work out well. Well, I don't think Jamie Foxx and Joe Rogan expected this to happen, but all of a sudden everyone was talking about it. Robert Downey Jr. doing Tropic Thunder blackface. And I remember I was like, wait, you guys didn't know about this? I thought it was a common fact. And so I started posting about it as a joke. Like, I'm like, Robert Downey Jr. can play War Machine. Lots of people got mad at me. They were like, hey, that's racist. And I'm like, chill. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Chill. It's a joke. It's a joke, my dudes. Come on. Like, it's a joke. Like, you understand. So I do apologize for making that joke. I do think that was wrong because at the heat of the moment, uh, people were just finding out, and I didn't expect that because the thing is, Robert Downey Jr. in 2009 was popular for that role. In fact, I would even say at that time, his performance in Tropic Thunder was much popular than his performance as Iron Man. Mostly because he got nominated for an Oscar and lost to the great one and only Heath Ledger as the Joker. As best supporting actor. And I love Tropic Thunder with Ben Stiller, RDJ. I love Ben Stiller a lot. It's funny because when I was younger, I knew Ben Stiller as the guy from Night at the Museum. And so people just recently found out about the whole Robbie Downey Jr. doing the whole blackface thing, and it became very controversial after the Joe Rogan podcast. For those that don't know who Joe Rogan is, he's probably arguably one of, if not the most popular podcaster in the world at the moment, because the guy is insanely popular at the moment. I love Joe Rogan. I love listening to his podcast. But he mentioned it, and people began being like, "Oh my God, Robert Downey Jr. did blackface. We got to go cancel him." And Then it came out the debate was Robert Downey Jr. right or wrong for doing this. And what I'm about to say might sound political, but it's not. I've said this on the channel before. I don't get political here, or if I do mention any kind of politics, it's because it infected the movie world. Because here on this channel, regardless of what I believe, what you believe, all I do in this channel is talk about movies. But if there's something political that is interfering with the movie world, I will mention it, but I won't give my political views. Why? Because in this channel we talk about the movie world. Um, and I'm gonna say something that you guys might disagree, and it's okay. I've said this before. We all have our own subjective thoughts, and I said this earlier already. People get offended at some things. People don't get offended at other things. It's like it's just us how we work as human beings. Robert Downey Jr. Look, wait, hold up. I'm here. Robert Downey Jr. Sorry if I'm acting a bit awkward. I just heard like a little knock. Robert Downey Jr. Look, um, the guy. I don't think he was being racist when he did blackface. If you seen Tropic Thunder, you might understand what I'm saying. Blackface has always been used as a way to dehumanize African Americans. Lots of famous people did it. I remember Jimmy Kimmel did it once, and the way he did it, it's like he was making fun of African Americans. Um, the Fine Brothers, they did it once, and it seemed like they themselves were making fun of the African American community. A lot of other people have. There's too many people I can even say that did it. I know Jimmy Fallon did it once, but he did a Chris Rock impersonation, and Chris Rock allowed him to, or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna say too much about that because I don't know the context. I do know the Jimmy Kimmel and the Fine Brothers situation, and Robert Downey Jr.'s too. When Robert Downey Jr. did it, I remember I rewatched Tropic Thunder again for the first time in a while just to see um, is what he did wrong. And it was yesterday I rewatched it because I wanted to make this video. And I thought I was going to watch the movie and think, wow, the way he did it dehumanized the African Americans. But looking at it, like when I watched the movie, I didn't see any kind of dehumanization at all. Now, you guys can interpret this differently because we all interpret things differently. The way RDJ did it, it wasn't really making fun of African Americans, nor was it nor did it seem like he was trying to offend. It was kind of like he was making fun of himself as a person. And that's how with the way it felt in Tropic Thunder. Now, other people that have done blackface have done it in a way where it did seem like they were dehumanizing African Americans. Now, if RDJ had done this now, 2020, where things are really heating up, and if he did it now, I would look at things differently and I'd be like, hey, look, it's a different time period. You do this, then you're purposely doing it to offend people. Because regardless of what me and you agree, if you do blackface now in this current era, then you're almost doing it purposely just to make fun of a community. Because we live in different times. Let's be very clear on that. Um, and so if RDJ had done it now, I'd look at things differently and think, wow, this guy just wants to dehumanize a group of people. But I don't see that now, and if I don't see that in 2009, just remember, something we have to realize is things are different in 2009. 2009, there wasn't this whole Twitter cancel culture storm. Back then, jokes are much different. Jokes were much regardless if you are offended or not, something you have to accept is things were different back then. And back then, you could make the darkest joke of all time, and people would call you the comedy man. But comedy has changed through the years. Comedy has evolved. Comedy is now much more careful. Lots of comedians are coming out and saying how much harder it is to do comedy. Me personally, I'm someone who likes to joke around. I'm someone who kind of runs on doing jokes. I like to say jokes. Now, am I a funny guy? That depends who you are. I guess most people don't find me funny, but me, I kind of operate just making jokes in my head or I say them out loud. And so I've realized now you have to be very, very careful with jokes you say. I remember a few days ago, or not a few, did I say days? A few years ago, I think a year or so ago, I made a racist Hispanic joke. Let me be very clear to all you out there. I am a Hispanic. I am Latino. My parents are Hispanic. I come from a Hispanic background. I know what it's like to be a Hispanic. And, call me the average racial Hispanic slur because that's what I really am. And so I used the word, the B word. Now, I'm not going to say this out loud. You can go ahead and search up a racial slur that starts with the B for Hispanics. A lot of you out there know it already because it's kind of obvious. There's only one B word racial slur, but if you don't, search it up right now. And I'm not going to say in this channel because YouTube is very sensitive over that kind of stuff. And so I said the B word, and I was like joking with the Hispanic friend, making racial slurs. And this one white girl near me says, "That's offensive. You're dehumanizing an entire culture of human beings." And I told her, "Well, I am a Hispanic. I know it. I'm kind of just doing a self aware joke." And she says, "Still, it's not funny. It's dehumanizing." And to me, the way I saw it, I was like, no, I was just making a little joke at myself. I was poking fun of myself, because that's how my jokes are. I kind of just make fun of myself. Lots of times, if you know me personally, I make fun of myself a ton. Now, if you find the jokes funny, then oh well. I don't. It's all comedy is subjective. Comedy is one of the most subjective things in the world. Not everyone's gonna find a certain joke funny. Not everyone's gonna find a joke unfunny, whatever. And that's just how it works. And so I told this girl, "Hey, look, if you didn't find it funny, then it's okay, but don't tell me not to make a self-aware joke." And she was saying how it dehumanizes people regardless of what race you are, regardless if you're making fun of yourself, still dehumanizes a group of people. I make fun of my weight. I'm fat. I make fun of my acne. You can see my acne. I make fun of how I'm Hispanic. I make fun of everything. I even make fun of my own film fan culture. Lots of times I'll call myself a virgin, like a virgin cinephile. And, it is what it is. And so that brought me to think, wow, comedy's changed because I remember in 2016, you could say the most offensive joke, and people would find you like the comedy genius. And hold up, oh my god, okay, never mind. Really, that's how it's been seen for a long time, even prior to 2016, specifically prior to 2016. You could say any offensive joke, whether it's racist, whether it's pedophilic, whether whatever, jokes were seen as funny, or all these offensive jokes. But we live in an era now where you have to be very careful, and that's why lots of people their tweets have come out. Lots of things they've done in the past have come out, and it is what, like James Gunn. He made a joke that I'm not gonna say here because I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube. He made a very, very, very cruel joke that lots of people canceled him for, and he was fired off of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Of course, he was brought back after a while. And it's shows us how we've changed as comedy. Some people don't want to understand that, but comedy has changed now. You could make a transgender joke back in 2016 and everyone would find you funny. You do it now and you're transphobic, rightfully so. Um, and it's just the culture's changing. Some people grew up in are changing things differently. And I think it's mostly happened because we live in an era where social media is a big part of everyone's day-to-day life. People are on Twitter, people on Facebook, people on Instagram. Personally, my favorite social media is Instagram. That's what I use mostly. Twitter, I do occasionally use it. I'm not the biggest fan of Twitter, to be honest. Facebook, I stopped using it because I don't like Facebook. Snapchat, I use a lot. YouTube is probably the social media that I use the most because I'm always on it more. And also I make, I want to, I provide content on YouTube. But with that being said, social media has changed. And that's why I think Tropic Thunder is seen differently now than it was back then. Back then, that performance gave you an Oscar nomination. Nowadays, it gets you almost canceled by an entire social media mob. And look, my thoughts on Robert Downey Jr. To end off my thoughts is what he did. Yes, he deserves some criticism for it. Do not get me wrong, because even though he didn't do it in a way where it was dehumanizing a group of people, it comes off as like seeing it at first glance. Of course, it's a white guy who painted himself black and got like the wig. I don't. I'm pretty sure that is a wig. I don't even know if it's possible to make that change. But anyways, um, and it can come off. And to the people who feel offended by that, I fully understand why you're offended by it. I fully understand. because everyone's different, right? Everyone acts different, everyone responds differently. And so I fully understand why people are offended. However, in my own thoughts, the way I see it is it was a different time period. It was a different time. Hold on, let me move my headset. It was a different time period. It was different. Things were much different in 2009 than they were in 2000 than they are in 2020, 21. I mean, uh, so Robert Downey Jr., was he wrong for doing it? I don't think he was. He deserves some backlash, but he doesn't deserve his career being canceled. And then this comes to the whole perspective of cancel culture, what it's become, what it's changed. Cancel culture used to actually cancel real people who did do crimes, who did do something wrong, that do deserve to get backlash, but things are changing. Now if you have a certain opinion, you get in trouble. Now if you disagree with one side, then you're gonna get canceled. If you make an offensive joke, you get canceled. Like Pokimane a few days ago. I don't know if you know who this is, but it's a famous Twitch streamers. She made a trans joke by accident, and her career was nearly ruined because of it. And that's why I tell people, hey, be careful on social media, regardless of what you believe. Be very careful because they can actually come after your job. There are lots of people who lose college scholarships over it, and people who lose their jobs over it, over cancel culture. And there's lots of people in cancel culture. I remember Erin Cummings on the John Campea show was talking about this. She said that cancel culture isn't real. It's just people who want to show who wants to improve humanity. But to me, no, that's not what it is. Cancel culture is a real thing. Whether you disagree or agree, something you cannot deny is cancel culture has become a real thing. You see the hashtag, this person is canceled party. It's cancel culture is a real thing, regardless of what you believe or don't believe. And that's something people need to understand. And cancel culture really is a real thing that's happening. And that's how I see it. And so Robert Downey Jr. doing blackface, I understand why people are mad. However, we all have to understand that it was a different era. 2009 and 2021, 2020, they're very, very different. Oh, look, I just got a comment. Luke Barber, is RDJ being canceled because of the Tropic Thunder thing? Um, let me say that in the summer of 2020, and Joe Rogan did a podcast with Jamie Foxx, and they were talking about how Tropic Thunder wouldn't be able to do it. Like Tropic Thunder wouldn't be able to do it. Tropic Thunder wouldn't be able to be made now because people are much different. They're much more sensitive, and so Robert Downey Jr. wouldn't be able. And then lots of people found out about it, and of course, we're canceling him right now. As of now, people have kind of forgotten it, but because I wasn't able to make a video on it at the time, I decided to do a live stream now, get the comments, see what people think. So right now he's not being canceled for it, but he was a few months ago, and I really wanted to discuss, the whole issue with Robert Downey Jr. being canceled. The way I see it, I don't think he should be canceled because it was 2009. It was a different time. Comedy was very different back then. And I think that's something lots of people need to understand, regardless if you didn't like what he did or not. I feel like something that we have to undeniably accept is that comedy has changed a ton. But yeah, I just wanted to discuss it because I wasn't able to discuss in the summer, but there are still people who probably post and get angry over it, which look, the way I see it, if you get offended over it, I can kind of understand. However, the way RDJ did it, he didn't do it like how blackface has normally been portrayed. Blackface has been something that has been a way to dehumanize African Americans. However, the way RDJ did it, uh, the way Robert Downey Jr. did it, it wasn't a way to dehumanize. He did it in a joking manner. But anyways, um, so yeah, that's how to answer your question, Luke Barber. Thank you for being a part of the live stream today. So yeah, where was I? I was saying something. What did I say? Let me just drink some water real quick. Because I'm doing this to, your vocals get ruined. Wait, let me do some ASMR real quick. Hold up. All right, I'm gonna drink some water. And so basically, the way I see it, Robert Downey Jr., what I would say is don't do it anymore. He did it once. And we have to fully understand blackface is something that should be seen as offensive. But the way RDJ did it and the time period he did it, I don't think it should be anymore a thing. I do understand the backlash at the beginning, but now I'm more different to it. I am more like, hey, look, he did it in 2009. He has apologized for it already. Um, but at the end of the day, an actor has to get a paycheck. Do I think it now? Let me finally end off the stream because right now it's 1:36 p.m. and I gotta do something real quick. So let me end off at this. Let me just end off because I know a lot of people are probably confused on what I believe because it sounds like I disagree and agree at the same time. So let me just say this one last thing. Um, I understand if you're offended, and I understand if you're not offended. However, I think one thing we have to understand is that comedy has changed. Whether you think it's for the better or for the worst, that's up to you. But it is what it is. Hey, hold up, I gotta check something real quickly. All right. So I think I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna let you guys make the decision. So those that are watching live or those people that aren't watching live, please comment down below. I want to know y'all's opinion on Robert Downey Jr.'s thing. I like he's not getting canceled now, of course, but I did want to bring light into it because I was never able to talk about it at the time. Because at the time I was really busy and I wasn't able to make YouTube videos. But now that I'm able to create more content, uh, you know, I just wanted to talk about it real quick. So Robert Downey Jr., Tropic Thunder. What do I think? I think Tropic Thunder is still a great movie that holds up to me. Just however, I do see how people get offended. I understand why people aren't offended. I understand both sides. Honestly, all I just want is great movies. I will say this: if you do blackface now in this current era, then be prepared for backlash. Just prepare for it, especially if you're doing it in a really actual offensive way. So, just be careful. Just don't do it. It's easy. It's really easy. I mean, just don't paint yourself. So just don't do it now because now it's a different era. But yeah, I'm about to end this live stream because it's like 1:38 and I gotta do something in at 2 p.m. So I got like 10 minutes before I can end it. So if you're here on this live chat, uh then feel free to comment down below. You don't have to talk about this. We can talk about anything movie related. So feel free to drop a comment down below. Sorry if right now I'm looking at the time. So yeah, that's all I really have to say with the RDJ thing. So if you're watching this live or not live, just understand this is a live thing. So that's why it's really, really unedited. That's why you see like footage of me drinking water and all that. Because I'm trying to talk straight. But yeah, for those people that are new to the channel, for those people that are new to the channel, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It makes a big difference. It takes 1 second. It makes a big difference to the channel. Turn on the notification bells to be notified when I upload. Today at 5 p.m. Central Time, I'll be uploading a full-on movie review of Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3 to be specific. And in the video, I finally did my first ever collaboration with Detox with P-Talks Official. He's a great YouTube channel that has 160 subscribers. It's my first ever collaboration with another YouTuber. So at 5 p.m., I have that ready. It's actually on premiere mode. So for those out there, you can go ahead, hit the notification bells on that specific video so you can be notified when the video comes out. And also, please make sure to hit that like button. It helps support the channel. And comment down below your thoughts on the whole Robert Downey Jr. situation. Now, anyways, I'm just going to be chilling here. I'm just going to talk for a while because I have 10 minutes left. So if you're out there in the live stream, comment down below whatever you want. It can be related to what I just talked about, or it can be unrelated, whatever, as long as it's movie related, because I love talking about movies. And if you like movies, then you're in the right place. So hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bells. Also, for those people that are new to or those people who have been longtime subscribers, I was finally able to get a better mic. I don't know if y'all noticed the difference from my earlier videos and my new videos. I do have better audio quality. Right now, I got this microphone right here. It cost me $120, and I love this microphone because it picks up audio so much better, like right here at the knob, all this and that. right now I have a headset where I can hear myself. And the thing about my last microphone that I didn't like is that it couldn't pick up audio so much. Something I do criticize is in my other microphone, you had to talk to it super super close. Like, wait, I'm gonna try talking quieter, like this. So I had to talk to it really close, just so people could talk. But now in this one, I can like talk from farther distance. It sounds better. But anyways, just got a comment. Frosty808. Welcome to the chat. By the way, if you weren't here earlier, but anyways, do you think Spider-Man 3 Homeworlds will be all over the place because so many actors, actresses from the previous Spider-Man films are rumored to be in it? That's a good question. I would go ahead. Uh, there has been a history with Spider-Man having too many actors. Like remember in Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, there was a ton of villains, and one of the biggest criticisms for both films is there's too many villains. And so um it depends. I will say this: Kevin Feige can handle multiple characters more than any other producer out there. Um, you know, if let's say if Sony was making this movie, I would be more nervous because Sony twice has failed at doing multiple characters in a movie. However, Kevin Feige is going to be, handling this project. So, and since he has done Infinity War and Endgame, two giant amount of characters, I do think he'll handle it better than both of those movies. I am nervous. Don't get me wrong. I am pretty nervous, because for all I know, this movie could be a failure. If let's say Toby and Andrew come back and it feels all clustered, it feels like it's not able to handle these characters. So there is a chance, and I am pretty nervous of that. However, I do have more confidence because Kevin Feige's at the helm, and Kevin Feige, he's proven he can handle multiple characters. In Infinity War and Endgame, he has a tons of characters, and I think he handled those projects very, very well. So I'm kind of like 50-50. There's that 50% chance where I'm like, yeah, this is very worrying. But I also have that other 50% chance where I'm like, all right, Kevin Feige. And I feel like there's also more pressure on the filmmakers because, it's Toby and Andrew coming back. And they know if they mess up with Toby and Andrew, then they're in for it. Like, there's more pressure on Toby and Andrew's return than there has ever been pressure in the entire Spider-Man movie franchises. Like, to me, I'd be more nervous if you told me to bring in Andrew and Toby in a movie rather than just having like Electro, Green Goblin, and what was the third villain? Rhino, all set up in one movie. So yeah, it is nervous. It is. I am very nervous, and I also do believe that more than likely we will be getting a live action Spideyverse movie. I do think now it's almost official that Toby and Andrew, because remember, Variety has confirmed that Doc Ock and Jamie Foxx's Electro are coming back. Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx both coming back. So I feel like it's almost official that they're back, and I feel like now Disney is like, oh my god, all the fans believe it now. So it's like, I don't. So yeah. We live in a society. So I do think it's a giant possibility that we will be getting a Spideyverse officially. Um, so yeah, Homeworlds. I did hear a lot of rumors being that the title is Homeworlds. I do think that's a pretty decent title. I don't know what the title is going to be as of yet, but Homeworlds wouldn't be a bad title. Do I think it's more likely? I do think it will say home. It's because Marvel has done two movies that says homecoming or home on it, like Homecoming, Far From Home. So yeah, I do think there's a high chance of it being called Homeworlds. Uh, Let me just open my drink right now. This video is sponsored by Bang. No, I'm joking. I'm not sponsored by Bang. Although Bang, I drink you in all my videos, and right now I have it right here. So Bang, if there's an executive at Bang watching right now, sponsor me because I'm sponsoring you guys for free. But I need to make more paper right now. Oh, man, I spilled a little bit. Good thing it didn't land on my wires. I gotta move this here though. Sponsored by Bang. Now, but yeah, that's a pretty good question. I do think it is very nervous. I am very nervous of if they'll be able to handle bringing in Toby, Andrew, Alfred Molina, Jamie Foxx, and possibly more like characters. Like maybe we'll get Mary Jane in it. Maybe we'll get Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy. Maybe we'll be getting all these other characters. There's a good chance of that happening. So yeah, um, you know, I just hope for the best movie possible. Whatever happens in the movie, whether there's a Spideyverse, whether it isn't a Spideyverse, regardless, I just want the best Spider-Man movie possible because Spider-Man to me is one of my favorite fictional characters of all time. I would even say it's probably my second favorite fictional character. My number one is Batman. Number two, I would say Spider. Wait, I'd have to think about this. Luke Skywalker, I know, is in my top five. Wait, I'm trying to look at all my posters. I have a ton of posters in my room. Yeah, I think I would say Batman's my number one, and then I would say Spider-Man is my second favorite fictional character of all time. But and obviously, it's my favorite Marvel character of all time. Um, wait, but it is what it is. So yeah, how many minutes? I'm actually gonna go ahead and give an extension for all those people that want to drop comments down below. Feel free to comment. I know it says RDJ canceled over Tropic Thunder live discussion, but I already did that for 30 minutes. So if you guys want to drop comments of whatever, feel free. But anyways, today at 5 p.m. Central Time, I will be uploading a Why Spider-Man 3 is Better Than You Remember. I did my first ever collab with D-Talk with P-Talks Official. So for those out there, please go ahead, go to the channel, and it's on premiere mode at 5 p.m. Central Time today. It will be coming out. I'll show it right here. It's my first ever collaboration. So right here, I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, it's coming out at 5 p.m. Wait, let me go ahead. Let me go to the channel so I can properly show y'all. How it is. How it do be. Uh, this is funny. I can see. Wait, hold up. Look. Wait. There it is. There's my live stream. So I'm about to. Okay, here it is. Here I have the premiere mode on. So for those, go to the channel, turn on the notification bell here so you can be updated when the video comes out. It's my first ever collaboration. Let me be very clear on that. It's my first ever collaboration on the channel with Detox with P-Talks Official. He's a great channel. He has more subscribers than me. He has 160. And me and him, we talked it out and we were like, hey, let's do a collaboration. Let's make some litty titty videos. Let's make a litty titty collaboration. But anyways, for all those Bang executives, feel free. I'll take the money. I mean, I already drank it prior, so this whole video has been a sponsorship of Bang. So yeah, I'm about to end the live. For those watching that aren't live, that's why this video feels super unedited. And also, sorry if the camera has been shaking a ton during it. I was accidentally hitting the table while filming this. Apologize for that. Sometimes my knees will accidentally hit. Sometimes they'll accidentally hit the table. So yeah. I'm gonna take one last sip of my Bang energy drink. Sponsor me, Bang. Sponsor me, Bang. Sponsor me, Bang. So I'm going to end off the live stream. I want to thank everyone here, especially Luke Barber and Frosty808 for being a part of this live stream today. And for those that aren't watching live, I want to thank all of you for being able to take the time of your day to be here on the channel because you guys have helped me provide the best content possible. So please, everybody, especially those that are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bells, smash that like button, and comment down below what you think of the whole Robert Downey Jr. situation. And I hope you guys enjoyed the content that I provided. And if you want more like it, please hit the subscribe button because your support helps me provide the best content possible. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, bye-bye. Oh, wait, let me follow me on Instagram, Isaac the Film Geek. But now, bye-bye.